When I first saw this guy's image, instantly thought he was a straight up creep. Like he had the creepy look, the creepy smile, the eyes, everything. And turns out he is a creep, a straight up creep at that. This man's name is John Nissen, and he was a cop um in Kentucky. And basically what this guy did was he offered to give a rape victim a lift home, but instead drove her to a motel where she was raped again. So basically, this woman was raped twice in probably one day because of this guy. Let me go ahead and read this article. A policeman allegedly offered to drive a sexual assault victim home, but instead took her to a motel and raped her. John Nissen, age 42, was charged with official misconduct, tampering with a witness, and theft by deception over the incident on September 21st of last year. While the veteran officer was not charged with rape was unclear, but prosecutors said that was what the woman alleged. So basically, this woman was raped and they didn't even charge him with rape. Now, this goes with along the long list of white men or white boys, whatever you want to call them, who get a slap on the wrist when it comes to rape. Bullitt County Commonwealth Attorney Shelley Alvey said the victim gave an interview at the Hillview, Kentucky police station about the initial rape. Nissen agreed to take her home, and when he left the police department, he actually drove her to the home of the alleged perpetrator. He and another officer then took her to a Walmart and pulled her cash to buy her a phone before Nissen took her to the hotel in nearby Brooks. Nissen paid for the room before allegedly demanding oral sex from the woman and then raping her. Afterwards, the officer is accused of suggesting she should move to a different jurisdiction and not pursue her rape case. Ms. Alvey said the evidence suggested the victim was under the influence of drugs or alcohol at the time of the incident. Numerous cases may have to be reviewed because Nissen was the lead investigator. They are very serious cases and they have very real victims. It is very unfortunate that this case has to be indicted because that directly impacts those cases. Nissen's own department became suspicious of his action when reading the incident report and handed it over to the Kentucky State Police to investigate. A grand jury then indicted Nissen last week and he was suspended from duty while the case played out in court. The witness tampering charge came from him telling the victim to move, and the theft charge was from him from using his badge to take something, but it wasn't clear what. Each crime is punishable by up to 5 years in jail and up to $10,000 in fines, and official carries up to 90 days in jail. Nissen last made the news in July 2015 for very different reasons after his kindness to a woman who found out her sister was dead. Barbie Henderson became so distressed she couldn't operate her car safely and pulled over and called 911. Nissen then arrived and consoled her. Officer Nissen was more than an officer yesterday. He was a person with a heart to understand. This was a lady who just lost her sister and heard the news over the phone, her sister wrote at the time. I'm not even going to continue reading that because what they're trying to do is, by throwing that in there, they're trying to lighten him up and trying to blow over what he did, basically saying there's no possible way that this guy could have raped this woman after he, in 2015, which was 3 years ago, came to the aid of another woman that he didn't mess with. That's very rich coming from them, but it doesn't surprise me that they're trying to cover and coddle this guy for doing what they say he did. I'm not even going to say alleged because you know what? They say alleged too much, so you know what? I'm going to say that his ass did it. I'm just going to say that he did it. It's usually always the ones that you would least expect. See, they don't expect that from him because of what he did back in 2015. But nowadays, you can't put anything past anybody because anybody could be a psycho or a maniac or crazy. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you in the next one.